So after 2 months of ownership, I finally decided to make a video about my Tesla Model 3 experience. Before the video starts, let's take a look at this beauty. What's poppin', what's Gucci, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I had quite a few people ask me to do a video of my Tesla Model 3, so here is my honest review of my Tesla after 2 months of ownership. And if you're thinking about buying a Tesla, make sure to check out the description box down below and use my referral code for 1,000 free supercharging miles. So after 2 months of ownership, I managed to rack up a total of 2,329 miles. Now, most of these miles were composed of daily commuting to and from work, and then a good amount is from the weekends as well. From these 2,329 miles, there were a couple things that I learned to really appreciate in a Tesla Model 3, and then there were a couple things that I learned that I didn't like as much about the car. Let's start with the thing I love the most about this car, the instant torque. This car goes from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.9 seconds. Now, coming from a BMW that went from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.3 seconds, the numbers seem to not really make sense for my driving habits. However, the fact of the matter is, the single electric motor inside this vehicle generates enough power to go straight to the wheels that allows for instant acceleration, making it feel way faster than my old BMW. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but I would say the main difference between an electric vehicle and a traditional ICE vehicle is the transmission. In an electric vehicle, you have either a single motor or dual motor at the time, which provides instant acceleration versus a traditional vehicle where it has to go through kind of gear changes. So when you're in an electric vehicle, try pressing on the accelerator and you'll know exactly what I mean. Even though my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus isn't the quickest in its Tesla lineup, every time I step into this car, it provides a timeless amount of fun and enjoyment. The next thing I love the most about my Tesla Model 3 is the simplistic yet beautiful design of the car. From the front all the way up until the back here, you'll see a full glass roof. So every time I step into the car, it provides a futuristic feeling. Now, one thing that took me a while to get used to was the front of the car. At first, I thought it looked really ugly. But like oysters, it took me a while to really get used to it and learn how to really appreciate the beauty and tastefulness of the design. At first, I thought it looked kind of funny, like sort of like a frog. But then I take a look at other beautiful cars like a Porsche, and it looks really similar. So as time went on, I really learned to appreciate the aerodynamics and the design of the car overall. And ever since I got the car, I just can't stop looking at it. Now, speaking of the front of the car, you actually get a surprise. So unlike a traditional ICE vehicle where you have an engine and all these compartments in the engine bay, in a Tesla Model 3, you actually get extra storage. Now, even though it's not the biggest amount of storage space, you still can put a gym bag, your groceries, your food, whatever you desire. Speaking of storage space, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. So when you open up the trunk of the car, you'll notice that you'll have an enormous amount of space for you to put whatever you want in it. Your gym bag, your groceries, your shoes, whatever you want. And then you also get a surprise. In the back here, you'll see a little lever. As you pull it up, you'll notice that there will be an even more amount of space that you can put in. So what I put in this space is actually my weightlifting belt, so it doesn't clinker and fall from place to place. So in addition to the space that you already get from the front and the trunk, you'll get an even more amount of space utilizing this hidden compartment. So speaking of the beautiful design of this car, you'll notice that in front of the steering wheel, there is no instrument cluster. So unlike other cars out there, the only thing that you really need in a Tesla Model 3 to control the entirety of it is the 15-inch touchscreen. So here you can see you can access the entertainment section, the temperature, the fan, the seat warmers, your navigation, opening the front and the trunk of your car. Pretty much everything can be done on the touchscreen. If you're supercharging or waiting for your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can actually play some games to lose track of time. Check it out. This is all you need to do. Press on entertainment and here's all your games. Or if you don't feel like playing games, click into the theater section and then you'll be able to access Netflix, Hulu, and additional things. I'm not on Wi-Fi right now, so I can't see, and I don't have premium connectivity, so unfortunately I can't show you guys, but you get the idea. The fourth thing I love the most about my Tesla Model 3 is the fact that I never have to visit a gas station again. Do you remember waking up 30 minutes extra so you can get ready on time and go to a gas station so you have to fill up gas? Well, that's one thing that I don't have to worry about anymore. The fact is, I can charge wherever I want. At home, at a friend's house, at a relative's house, at work, at the mall, pretty much wherever a supercharger is, or wherever there's electricity. Contrary to popular belief, I actually don't need to charge my Tesla every single day. So at a full charge, my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus gets about 250 miles, but I charge to about 80 to 90% just to preserve the battery's life. Now, this still leaves me to about 230 to 240 miles of range, but if you think about it, one-way trip for my commute is about 17 to 18 miles, and then back is about the same, and then I go to the gym in between. So let's just round it up to 40 miles. Let's take 230 miles minus 40. You still get about 190 miles of range. So if you take a look from this perspective, it's pretty much like an average car. So you actually don't need to fill up every single day. But I guess we can take a look at another scenario as well. Say that 40 miles is your one way, right? So 80 miles a day, round trip, and you're coming home. That leaves you with about 160 miles or so left. The really cool thing is that you can easily just plug in your car and set whatever percentage you want, for example 90%, and by the time you wake up for work the next day, it'll be fully charged again. For the people with range anxiety, don't worry, Tesla's got your back, so you won't ever have to wake up half an hour early again to fill up your car before you head into work. Personally, in my scenario right now, it is a little bit cheaper to charge at work, so I charge at work every 2 days or so just to make sure I have enough range. But again, that's one of the really cool things about owning a Tesla is while you're working, you can easily plug into your car and charge it, and then by the time you're out of work, it'll be fully charged again. If that's not a win, then I really don't know what a win is. So obviously, like any other car out there, your driving habits will be a major factor to your gas mileage. If you're a little bit more aggressive like me, where you like to accelerate fast and just drive crazy, then your gas mileage may be a little bit lower than what you expect. But if you're a little bit more conservative, then you'll optimize for the maximum amount of range that you charge to. If you're interested in learning about how much it costs me to charge my Tesla every single month, make sure to smash that like button down below. Now let's move on to the things that I don't like as much about in my Tesla Model 3, starting with the wheels. When I first ordered the car, I had the option of either keeping the 18-inch standard wheels that come with the car, or I can upgrade to the 19-inch sport wheels. But the main purpose of this car was for a daily commuter, so I decided to be a little bit more frugal and keep the 18-inch wheels. Now what I don't really like about the wheels is the design itself. When you first ordered the car, you can see that there's these futuristic blades on it, and even though it's supposed to provide better efficiency, the overall look of the car wasn't for me. So like many others out there, maybe in the future I'll get some aftermarket wheels to swap out or something, but that's definitely way in the future. Now the next thing I don't really like about the car is the door handles. Even though it's not as pertinent to me, for my passengers it is. Every single person that steps into my car who has never ever been in a Tesla before is just standing outside my car. They don't know what to do to open the car, so they're just like, where's the door handle? So don't feel bad if you don't know how to open a door to a Tesla. You're not the first person, don't worry. Granted, the aerodynamic reasons on why the door handles are the way they are makes sense, but when you compare it to a Tesla Model S or a Model X, where the door handles kind of like float out every time you unlock the car, it just makes me wonder, why didn't Tesla do that for the Tesla Model 3? Was it because it's a cheaper car, or I'm not too sure, but overall, I don't like it. Speaking of the Model S and the Model X, the next thing I don't really like about this car is the lack of an automatic liftgate. So you would think that being in the Tesla lineup, listed as a luxury vehicle, it would have an automatic liftgate like its counterparts, but it doesn't. And I'm not really sure on the reason why. Is it because the car is a little bit cheaper, or just not as optimal for this car? I'm not really too sure, but one thing that I did find out is that you can get an aftermarket trunk installed where it's automatic. But is that another $1,000 that I want to be spending? This leads us to the last thing that I don't like about this car, which is the glove compartment. In order to open the glove compartment, you have to press on the vehicle function, and then there will be a separate touchscreen button that you press on to open it. So I'm not sure on why Tesla decided to make it this way, but it is what it is, and it's obviously not a big reason. Well guys, overall I can say that this Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus has been the best car I've ever owned in my life. And believe me, I went through a bunch of cars because I either got bored of them or there was just too many issues. The fact that there could be such a beautiful car that can constantly receive over-the-air software updates, have little to no maintenance, allows you to never visit a gas station again, and overall provides this much joy and excitement is an absolute mind-blower. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've made it to the end, comment down below we made it, and make sure to like this video if you found it helpful or would like to see more Tesla videos in the future. And as always, make sure to subscribe and turn on the little bell so you're aware of when the next video will be up. See you guys next time. Peace.